Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chahakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to take the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Awaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I mean, there's so many things to get out of this article, which I'm driving right now, so I'll be roughly paraphrasing scriptures. But man's goings of the Lord, that Proverbs 20 and 24. How can a man then understand his own way? And the Lord is the one that sets up people to crash out, overdose, whatever the case may be. The Lord is in control of life and death. And just so happened with this particular man right here, and possibly this woman that's involved as well, the Lord set him up to be walking by this building when it fell on his ass. You know what I'm saying? A building. As a matter of fact, this is a damn Family Dollar. Think about that. Now, Family Dollar, they supposedly have like 7,000 locations throughout the Americas. I think they got like 1,000 alone in Texas. And but for you to let, and matter of fact, within this article, it basically said that, they knew about the possible collapse of this shit days before and didn't shut the damn place down and go ahead and, fix it up, and, resume business afterwards. Because, these people are greedy as hell. And so I'm thinking this could have possibly been a Jake, but he was a guy that was 68. So he was like, damn near 7 centuries. So like he's 7 decades on this planet. And, that's a long time to be on the planet and just be committing sin after sin after sin after sin. Because if you're not waking up daily and asking Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai for, forgiveness, because, we sin unknowingly. Sometimes, hell, we sin knowing. Shit. But, you should be waking up and asking Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to forgive you of, any sins that you committed, unknowingly, knowingly. And just prayer in general. We always, I kind of strive, I get it from the apostles, our beloved apostles. They always stress prayer, waking up and praying, praying throughout the day, praying before you get in your vehicle, praying, before you leave out of your house, and things like that. So our apostles stress that, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. He keeps us, safe out here, because people crazy as hell. You just had that stabbing in the Walmart. Your motherfucker just randomly, stabbing, 11 people. And could have been more. But the Lord, really in reality, the Lord let him stab up whoever he wanted him to stab up. And then he's placed into a squad car, unhurt. And nothing happened to him. He ain't got a scratch on him. The only thing that's wrong with him is his arm is tired from jugging people. That's... But, just imagine being at a Walmart and you shopping. You're just trying to get a couple things. You might be on your way home. Or you just might be in there grocery shopping for the month. Whatever the case may be. And here come a motherfucker with a knife. That's all man's goings of the Lord right there. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is surgical when it comes to the death of people, man. Especially when, judgment goes down in this kind of way, the Lord, he has mercy on some people, like our forefathers, a lot of them, they would just pass away in their sleep. They would, call the family. They would actually know that the Lord is going to call their spirit back. And they would have opportunity to sit around and, bless the family, tell the sons. That's just like with the 12 tribes of Israel, so to speak, them actually getting their blessing. If you know what I mean. So they got their blessings, and he was able to just, go to sleep, man, and just peacefully pass away. But then there's but then there's these times when there's actual judgment going out, where people actually, really get the business, man. So, and the Lord is no respecter of persons, because, if you've been noticing the news, there's been a lot of super duper judgment going down. And you just like, well, god damn. Imagine you just walking by this building, and this shit fall on your damn head. Just a ton of damn bricks. A damn, a roof collapse on you, man. You just walking on the sidewalk. And this is actually like a sign of me speaking as a man, Esau's kingdom falling. Because, America's done, man. This place is done. And it's actually a very dishonest place. Because these people that own this, now this could be a franchise. I'm not sure how they do that. Or if it's just one company, they could be on the stock market or whatever. I don't know if they individually franchise these stores out. But with 7,000 stores, they lawyered up. They'll spend more money with a lawyer than they will actually spend with, taking care of these people. They'll spend more money with a lawyer trying to get them out of this shit. And again, if these are Jakes, so-called blacks, Hispanics, or Native Americans, the children of Israel, because we're under those curses, Esau can get away with this shit. But now, if these are Edomites, if this was a so-called white man and a so-called white woman that got fucked up, then they're going to get paid. Even though it might take a while, because these companies, like I said again, these corporations in America, man, they run with the flow of the leadership. Like Donald Trump, this motherfucker never been to war, man. This motherfucker only, he's had lawyers all his life. He knows how to con the system. You know what I'm saying? And that's Esau in a nutshell, right? But now when you go into Kings, First Kings, I think it's what is it? I think chapter 22, starting at like verse 19, where one of the kings is set up to the Lord had a council with his angels, or with his with these spirits of vengeance, because the Lord, he created spirits of vengeance. When you go into Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Book of Sirach, chapter 39, verses 28 down, I think it's like the 28 to maybe about 32 or so, but it talks about the Lord created spirits of vengeance to appease his wrath. When he wants somebody, to appease his wrath, he'll send one of those spirits of vengeance, man, to get at your ass. And this was a spirit of vengeance, man. You can't just, it's just a coincidence. Oh, it was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's never the truth. When people be saying shit like that, they just really don't understand that the Lord, he's over the issues of death, man. He's the one that designs a person's coming in the world. He's the one that designs a person going out of this boy. He put your parents together. They have sex, everything. The damn candlelight dinner to them, just whatever. Just randomly meeting each other, having a damn one-night stand. So he brings the spirit into the planet because he's the father of spirits. So he'll bring those spirits into the planet, and then he'll take them out of here. Just the way that he wants to. So the Lord is involved with life and death issues, man. But you got these doofy ass Christians that's got their congregants believing that the Lord just loves you all the time. He loves you. He loves you. He loves you. All that bullshit. When they and not telling these people that the Lord is the one that kills and he's the one that makes alive, man. Let's see though. I'm gonna come to this light so I can probably grab one real quick. As a matter of fact, I had this one because this is a law. Deuteronomy 22:8. It says, when thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for the roof, that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence. So even in the law, and this supposedly be a Christian country, they stole the country with, sweet white baby Jesus. You know what I'm saying? With the idol. But even in the law, if you build a crib and you got a second floor, third floor, you're supposed to have that shit encased around with a railing. That's pretty much what you'll see, like with apartment buildings and shit. They have these balconies and shit, to keep a person from just falling over. See, there was a little girl, what was that? I think it was yesterday or the day before, and the family was in a shelter. And I ain't never seen a damn shelter. I don't know what city it was, because I ain't no shelters. I guess the shit had like 8 floors or whatever, but it was so hot in the place that they opened up the window and the curtain was covering it basically. And the 11-year-old girl, she didn't know, but she fucking fell from the 7th floor. She blew through the damn window. Fell out the damn window somehow. 7 floors. She landed on an awning on the 5th floor, and I guess she fell through that shit too. But anyway, she was fucked all up. But she lived. She actually lived through that shit, but she was all fucked up. So the Lord, he's the one that kills and makes alive. He's the one that wounds, and he's the one that heals. Right? He kills, he makes alive, man. That's that Deuteronomy 32 and 39. And actually, that same verse, it talks about how, neither is there anyone that can deliver you out of his hand. So if he got it out for you, then there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like this guy right here that the damn bricks fell on, 68 years old. There was nothing he can do about that, man. The Lord got his ass up on time. He probably had some coffee. He probably had some drinks the night before, whatever the case may be. He probably had a great weekend, all this good little stuff. And then, the Lord, had him go come out of his apartment or house or whatever, and them goddamn bricks hit his ass, man. But again, it was a lady. She's in critical condition. I think she was 50. Yep. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. And it talks about how she was screaming and shit. Of course you're screaming if bricks land on your ass. So she's in critical condition. So she might be out of here too. But guess what? You're living in a time period where people don't give a fuck. So her family, let's just say, on either side, this man, he probably never got no respect in his household. His daughters and whoever, the sons and whoever, probably just, shitted on him at every turn. And they'll be on the news, you know what I'm saying, talking about how much they miss him. But you already know there's going to be a nigga like Benjamin Crump there with the lawsuit. So those very family members that shitted on you throughout your life, they're going to get paid off this guy. Because this is just the place that we live in, man. America is really done, man. This place is through. It really is, man. That Amos 3 and, let me see. Maybe if I come to this next light right here, I can get that. Yeah, man. That Hebrews 10 and 31, it talks about it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, man. You don't want no smoke with the Lord. And then you got people out here, man, that don't even believe in the Lord. Be talking all kinds of shit, saying all kinds of crazy shit out of their mouth, not knowing that the Lord is marking their asses. Okay, this is Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? So the Lord done that. You have to get out of that mindset. I know new believers, they come into this truth and they never really knew. Because I didn't know that before I came into truth. I was always, taught that Satan was just out here running rampant in the planet, just doing what the fuck he want to do. But Satan is just one of those spirits of vengeance that the Lord created, man, to appease his wrath. He gets his orders. He goes out and he handles business, man. That's it. He's not just out here doing what he wants to do. And you can get, that proof in the book of Job. He couldn't just do what he wanted to do to Job. The Lord told him what he could and couldn't do to Job. And that was that. When he was putting Job through the hell that he was going through, that was what the Lord allowed. So don't get it twisted, man, about, the Lord just loving every damn thing all the time. You got to get out of that Christianity mindset. When you come into this truth, you got to leave all that shit at the door. For real. And know that the Lord, man, he'll deal with you. So I'm going to end out there and pretty much about at my destination here. I pray that, this lesson was edifying. Pretty fucked up, but hey, that just shows you the creativity of the Lord, man. Because the story that talks about H.I.M in 1 Kings, it goes off into the Lord having a council with these spirits of vengeance, basically. And the Lord was, he had that talk with those spirits, getting suggestions on how to kill this guy. And one of the spirits stepped forth and said he would go forth and be a lion, be a lion spirit amongst this guy's prophets. So these prophets was lying to this guy about, a successful battle and all this other little shit. But, the Lord was like, yeah, that'll work. Go ahead and do that. Roughly paraphrasing. Go ahead and do that. That'll work. And if you go through that story, you'll see, hey, he caught the damn business. So we know that it's the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, that kills and makes alive. But see, Esau, my brother, he always be like, the WHYTE, man. He done taught the world that, the Lord, he just loves everything, bro. And that's not true, man. The Lord will knock your ass off. So with that, hey, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasha Allah and a Bible ball.